When I first started playing Warfighter, I died and died and died and died and died and died and died. Then I realized something. This isn't like a normal first-person shooter. It isn't a shooting sim either. It's an uncanny mix between the two, and you just have to change your mindset in regards to the confrontations and the skirmishes to find your niche. If you're a twitchy player, there's a place for you here. If you're a tactical player, you will succeed. Just be true with your aim, strong with your will, and faithful in your partner, and I promise you, you will have a blast. The game does a fantastic job of mixing all the styles for you because it's a cover shooter with so many options underneath its class-based framework. Funny enough, I hated the first Medal of Honor remake, rehash, reimagining. I also hate EA. Hate is a strong word, but it's also the most honest word I can say about EA in the first game. But as much as it pains me to say it, this game is the bee's knees. If you're sick of the time-tested shoot-'em-up genre, you should really pick up this game. Its emphasis on immersion and cover really make it stand out amongst the other copy-pasted shooters out there. The game is sorta difficult and will no doubt cause major rage like it caused Michael.
How are you not dead? How are you not dead? This stupid fucking shit. They're fucking camping! Fuck, how did he know I was there? How could he possibly fucking know?
Warfighter's got a number of glitches and things that make it a chore to play and navigate, but remember, the importance is gameplay. After all, we tend to ignore glitches if the game is fun, right? I mean, some multiplayer games didn't even work for the first few weeks of release. Anyway, enough about that. Warfighter's also not totally accessible, and it takes some time getting used to, but once you get the knack of sliding from cover to cover, dealing damage, and controlling your rate of fire, you and your buddy will be on top of the charts all day, every day. I'm gonna be straight with you. This review is gonna sound biased because of how many poor reviews this game got. But you have to believe me. This is a game that anyone who loves shooters should try. This review is also going to be a little long because there's so much to cover, so please watch it to the end. I'm going to tell you what all the other reviews have been skipping over. Holy shit, there are so many options. Don't let the class and weapon restrictions fool you. There's a lot of different ways to personalize your experience. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Each class has like 3 or 4 different guns. There's not a lot of unique weapons here, but you know what? That's what the real military is like. You actually think the military uses the M8? Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, you've got dozens of camouflages, and dozens of weapon configurations. And guess what? It doesn't compromise balance. No one gun gets used over other guns here, because you really have to find the gun that works for you. Every upgrade you give your gun has a disadvantage. You put a larger barrel, the weight will slow you down. You decide to put a shorter stock, your accuracy won't be as good in long ranges. Ever wanted to be a mid-range stealthy operative? Play the Spec Ops class, give yourself a silencer and an extended barrel. Want to focus your machine gun on laying down suppressing fire? Put a 100-round mag in with a super long barrel with the iron sights and boom! You're ready to protect Omaha Beach from the Allied invasion. I know I'm the only guy who uses my setup and it's awesome. One of my buddies uses his sniper rifle like an assault carbine. He's got his shtick, I got mine. And when the game ends and shows us off, it feels awesome. Oh, and I can finally be an Asian guy. Like an Asian who's not Korean or Chinese, sorta. Thank you, EA. Asians are always misrepresented in your video games. Murder is like socks in this game. It comes in pairs. The Fireteam is the most interesting addition and it really emphasizes teamwork. While normal mode features your typical health regeneration that every single shooter has nowadays, you can get almost instant regeneration from your partner, who heals and resupplies himself in the process. Did I mention this also adds to your score streak? Saving your buddy from danger adds to your score streak. Avenging your buddy means he gets to instantly respawn next to you if he's in a safe place. That also adds to your score streak. Completing objectives together also adds to your score streak. Your buddy's kills and headshots also add to your own score streaks and vice versa. Kicking ass together means you both start earning towards those score streaks. Score streaks will make you kick ass even harder, and the points also go into your combat rating within the match and in battle log. If that's not enough incentive to work together, I don't know what else anyone can offer you. If you hate teamwork or hate playing with friends, by all means don't buy this game because you'll hate it. If you're looking for a multiplayer shooter that doesn't feature teamwork or playing with friends, I would recommend Stalker or Metro 2033. You'll always know where your buddy is, no matter what. This simplifies flanking and coordination, and also means getting those heals and resupplies are even faster. It's also a fantastic way to make new friends. Find someone you work well with, friend him, and play with him again. Hell, you can even join his party in-game, meaning once he leaves, you get to follow him around like the basement-dwelling stalker you are. I said before that this is a cover shooter, and not your traditional run-and-gun type of game. Your character can peek different sides and become a tiny target. Controlling your recoil is important to hit these small targets with pinpoint accuracy, and checking your corners before coming out will make you win in the long run. While, yes, it is a cover shooter, the option for the run-and-gun style gameplay is here. While you won't be using dual pistols and dolphin diving over crates in an attempt to, I don't know, copy Chow Yun Fat, I'd say that if you apply the shoot-'em-up gameplay to this game, you'll feel more like Jason Bourne or Tom Cruise and Kerry Russell's scene in the beginning of MI3. Yes, with the mag swapping and the tag teaming and the sexual tension. Every class plays differently here due to the weapon restrictions and the special class abilities. If you're not finding success as one, perhaps you're better suited to play another. If you enjoyed the heavy in TF2, you'll love the Demolitions guy with his tanky special ability that gives him immunity to headshots. You want to be sneaky? Play Spec Ops and utilize his special vision. Don't think that any of these abilities are totally broken. While the sniper's one isn't particularly useful anywhere, every other class's special ability hinders them somehow. The point man's armor-piercing rounds has super powerful recoil. The demolition specialist loses his sprint function and has his field of vision covered while using this ability. The Spec Ops class gets blinded for a split second between the activation and deactivation of his wall hack. This goes hand in hand with gun customization. You want to mix the assaulter's grenade launcher and explosive artillery with a single-shot marksmanship rifle? Go ahead. You want to be point man that plays more like a Spec Ops class, utilizing your UAV and a shotgun instead of an SMG and special vision? Be free. Because of the way score streaks work and the synergy between classes and guns, Team Deathmatch is actually the weakest mode in the game. While it doesn't suffer from spawn problems like other shooters because there's always a clear front line and lots of space to work with, the Demolition's bomb defusal speed isn't very useful without bombs to defuse, and there's just not as much tension as a ticking explosive ready to go off. While there are a pitiful amount of maps, the areas that are available change depending on which game mode you play. Thus, strategies are usually changing, and those sandbags you hit in yesterday won't be as useful today. Your typical game modes are here, titled differently, of course. There's your domination/sector control game mode. There's your capture the flag /survival hybrid called home run, which is pretty intense. There's also combat mission, which is a bomb planting attack defend sort of game, similar to Team Fortress 2 CP style maps without the loading in between. Hotspot is also another fun bomb planting mode, where there are 5 possible locations for the bomb to be planted, and the contested site will be chosen at random. First to 3 plants or defends wins. Hotspot gets the most of the map opened up, so the possibility for flanking is even greater here, so the emphasis on taking cover and proper positioning is paramount. Hardcore mode enthusiasts will find the feel of Warfighters immersing real ops to be the most realistic, unrealistic shooter out there. While some might think it may take a little too many bullets to kill a person in this mode, the lack of HUD and handholding with the sleek cover mechanics makes this one of the more tactical shooters out there. My favorite dance moves of the 21st century were neither Soulja Boy or Gangnam Style. It was the dolphin dive and the bunny hop. While they aren't a problem for me considering my long and arduous history with first-person shooters, I know they're a major problem for most gamers. Well, that shit don't work here. This is a cover shooter. There's a shit ton of cover everywhere, and while flimsy pieces of metal and wood can often be shot through and destroyed, most of it actually protects you from bullets. The killstreaks are immersive and require more skill than simply clicking areas of the map. To call down artillery effectively, you have to predict where the enemies will be and laze the target. It's difficult at first, but it's satisfying to nail the perfect shot. Even the basic UAVs have to be manually sent out. If you're more interested in capturing objectives or sneaking around areas, you can send out a defensive action instead, like a smokescreen or a map-wide radar reveal. Support class gets to create a spawn point, and it isn't even like a tiny spawn beacon. It's a Black Hawk chopper that teammates have to rappel down. The support guy will even be the gunner in the chopper, and if you find that annoying, you can snipe him down. I want to emphasize that the guns feel really great in this game. They aren't blow darts like another famous first-person franchise. They have that good mix between solid, old-school recoil and that modern-day tightness. The submachine guns are like Call of Duty guns, but still need to be bursted to shoot at long ranges. The one-hit kill sniper rifle is like firing a tank and takes a really long time to reload. So no rapid-fire quick-scoping here, guys. Graphically, one of the better-looking games out there. Multiplayer games, that is. Shadows are a little inconsistent here and there, and it might be a little tough on lower NPCs, but motion blur is cool. Slow motion deaths are cool, but get tedious after a while. Smoke effects are top-notch, but the fire looks a little strange. Netcode-wise, check it out. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay, but as soon as you pick a server with more than 3 bars, you should be okay. It's a cover shooter, so lag shouldn't actually affect you much because you'll be hiding in a corner taking careful, well-placed shots instead of relying on reflexes or twitchy skill. Not saying you can't do that, of course. Most of the gameplay video you're actually watching is me playing with people from around the world. In some of it, that's me playing with a guy in the US and a guy in the UK and some folks from China and Japan all at the same time. And the game works. Hitboxes are consistent, and while damage is a little bit iffy when things get laggy, most servers will allow you to play with friends from around the world with very little detriment to your experience. Oh yeah, and before I forget, where the fuck are the fucking ping values? Why are there no values on the scoreboard? You actually can't see your connection when you connect to a server. What the The absolute worst thing in this game is EA's Origin. EA's Origin is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It's not as bad as Games for Windows Live, but it's definitely near that level of bad. It's strangely laggy for some reason. There's a certain setting that you can turn on and off that will not make you able to make friends. I don't even know. Coupled with Origin has Battlelog, which is EA's browser-based revolutionary server browser. It's a pile of shit. If you create a platoon, you can try to make a unique emblem here, but because of how limited it is, it probably just ends up looking either too generic or too simple or ridiculous. Good thing about Battlelog is that your status page is a viewable web page, so you can share your statistics to people who don't even own the game. I love stroking my ego. You have to use Battlelog to participate in Warfighter Nations, which is like a global leaderboard. Though you can represent countries you aren't actually affiliated with, it's pretty cool to be able to see that there are people in your country participating in the good fight. That being said, Warfighter's in-game party system and matchmaking is sexcellent. You can sort out your fire teams before starting a match, and matchmaking works 97% of the time.
What the fuck is... What's wrong with me? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
You can't make good frag vids in this game, or good videos. The game is pretty tough to run, and not everyone can afford to make it look pretty and record footage at the same time. But I can. Look at some TF2 frag vids and look at some Call of Duty frag vids. God damn, those are impressive as shit. You can dolly the camera, watch from other players' point of view, and everything. This is one of the best looking multiplayer shooters out there, and it doesn't have a recording feature? God damn it, Frostbite. This game has very little to offer in terms of peripherals, seriously. Call of Duty's gaming peripherals and the low system requirements should have sex with Medal of Honor's gameplay. It would make the sexiest baby I would instantly imprint myself onto. Twilight reference. Yes, I watched the movie. It was the best action comedy I've seen all year. Honestly, I don't know why people hate it. And here we are, at the end of all things. The game is quite good, despite what reviewers might be saying. I know that even if you watch this, you'll still be skeptical. I don't know if I trust him. He's Asian. They're always trying to sell you something. Good news is, I'm not selling you anything. Warfighter is a well-balanced shooter, and it's a little differently paced and played than most first-person shooters out there. The distinct emphasis on cover allows for some pretty epic scenes, and there will be times when you'll be reminiscing the battles with your buddy over an ice-cold pint of beer. Gun customization is sexy, and the class-based combat opens up a lot of team play options.
Probably nearly dead.
This game isn't for lone wolves. If you're a loner or like working by yourself, this is not the game for you. If your computer isn't up to par, it might not even run the game. Yeah, the game's got its glitches, I give you that. But the problems definitely don't stem from balancing, which is the most important part. The glitches are rare, and I only came across 2 game-breaking ones in my 15+ hour recording session. If you really appreciate the shooter genre, you should really give this one a go and have an open mind. You can check out Michael's written review on our official website. Thanks for watching.